this shit like some diarrhea. Real ass nigga been a cry tear. Still remember days eating dry seal. Life on the line, ain't nobody.
CFE TV interview. Some questions maybe the fans want to know, who we here with today.
Man, you here with Chris Snowden, straight from Newton, Louisiana. Everybody know me as Big Boo growing up. So don't call me the truth, but you know what I do when I get in the booth, you know what I'm saying? So we're here with the CFE squad. We're here representing.
Alright. So how long you been rapping?
Man, I started rapping when I was about 13, somewhere like 7th grade, Mom bought me a karaoke machine. I started having young, hit the record button for me. We go home after school, start dropping freestyle, and fell in love with it. Been doing it ever since.
So how many projects you dropped so far?
Man, so far, I think I got around about 9 or 10 total, you know what I'm saying? That's solo, and then probably about 2 or 3 group collaborative projects out. Right now, I'm getting in the phase of re-releasing everything. About to go and put some things on some different platforms, some different people, and get entangled in some bigger situation. Re-release all the old music, bring it back up because it's still fresh to a lot of ears out there.
So if you could pick one tape that mean the most to you, which one would it be?
Man, it'd probably be Class in Session. You know what I'm saying? I dropped that. Like people that's on the underground, they know about the Class in Session because that was kind of like, I was rapping way before that, but that was like something I stamped, it's something I put long hours, time, and thought and put a process together. Like, I want to go attack the music at this angle. But Class in Session, probably like my best project. If I could re-release anything, redo anything for the fans to really enjoy, it'll be Class in Session because it has some different type of classics on it.
Okay. So what is Chosen Few? What is Chosen Few exactly?
The Chosen Few is like, it's just self-explanatory, just kind of backwards. A few people chosen to succeed in this life, to maintain through the adrenaline and the adversity, the different type of situations you got to go through. There's only a few people willing to wake up day to day, in and out, no matter what adversity you're facing, keep on going. So when you find a group of people, that's a very few, it's only fitting to be the chosen few. And if you look in the Bible, speak about a chosen few. And, like everybody is going to be feeling like they're involved in this thing so-called life, but only a few is really chosen to, go out here and really 10 toes down, face adversity and take the battles head on, learn from it, grow from it, and then never have to go through it again. You know what I'm saying? That's a chosen few.
All right, so growing up, what kind of artists did you listen to?
Growing up, I want to lie, favorite artist was Master P. You know what I'm saying? That's because my brother Brian, he bought every Master P CD ever dropped. So this is all I got to hear in the room, and it's just me and him. This is all he playing. So I wound up falling in love with Master P. Then I started understanding behind the music of a Master P, how he really had an operation and how he really out here created something that could be for a legacy, that could build, that lasts for a lifetime. And that inspired me to say, man, you could have a passion with music, but you could take music and take it to a level so far to where it can make your kids, and generations from down out have a successful life and an easier path than you had to take. Now, that's what motivated me. So Master P is the first one to even inspire me with music. I understood more than he probably even know I understood, watching him do his thing from a distance as a youngster.
So do you remember a certain song that came on or that was played to make you just like, oh yeah, this it?
For a lot of people, it probably like Bourbons and Lax or, different type of club bangers, up tempo street stuff. But for me, it would miss my homies, because growing up where I grew up, when somebody died or something in the neighborhood, it was a pain that everybody felt. So when I first heard, I really miss my homies, even though you're gone away, I know you're in a better place, and I hope to see you soon someday. Like when I heard them words and they registered in my brain, like he put me on a whole nother vibe, and to see how he moved besides doing real life motion like that made me more connected to him. So that song right there is just losing people where we from in Newton, and losing people, that's dying, friends, family and friends. you know, you hear a song like that, it'll put you in a different mind space. So that what sold me really with him.
So you was dropping tapes on the karaoke machine, dropping tracks. You know, was you letting anybody hear these tracks?
Man, I'm gonna say probably, not probably, but 10th grade, that's when I first got the confidence enough. I was like, you know, I started freestyling at school. People would make beats in the classroom on the desk. And then what happened is we had a basketball tournament in Newarton. We were supposed to be playing McCall. Everybody like, man, I know you're gonna show out this weekend. But what they don't know, I already had plans to shoot to North Carolina for the Christmas break. I was like, man, I ain't staying back in Newarton this weekend, this Christmas break. So I went to North Carolina, and me and my brother riding around the military base. Radio station was on, and they was like, you want to come drop 4 songs right now, $100, you can come into the studio. We riding, was like, man, bet. Got the address, pulled up to the studio, dropped 4 songs off the dome. Wasn't really writing at the time. Dropped 4 songs off the dome, freestyle. Brought them back to Newarton, passing around, put it on a little marker, you know what I'm saying, passing around town. Then I gave it to Jamal. He had the club going. That's why I always shout out Jamal, because when I gave it to him, he actually spent it in the club. And that was my first time, you know, hearing my music inside the nightclub. So that inspired me to keep rapping, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, I'm finna go hard. And I saw actually a person that owned something, that had confidence in me that I could do this. So that made me go harder and harder with it.
And you speak of Norton, let the fans know, you know, a little something about Norton. How was it coming up in Norton when you was coming up?
When I was coming up in Norton, it was like somewhere that was all unity, somewhere that was built off love. It was when I grew up in the project, you know, like growing up, it was like, you know, they don't want to call it the projects, the old folks, they don't like that term down there, but that's where I grew up. Anybody that grew up down there, that's what we call it. But growing up down there, your next door neighbor would knock on your door. You know, they got Kool-Aid with no sugar. You got sugar with no Kool-Aid. But back then, it wasn't a big thing with, oh, such and such had to get some Kool-Aid from me. They must be doing bad. No, we was all family growing up. Everything was based on family. Every move we made, the buses we caught, you know, like growing up, I would tell people, like, we didn't have a lot of stuff to be inspired by. It's like big stores, big businesses. You know, we had cotton fields and, you know, mom and pop stores taking up the town. But what we did have was people that was inspired to see something greater beyond what we grew up at, and those people was your heroes. Because anytime you see them step outside of their boundaries, you know, whether it's on the basketball court, the football field, you start to be inspired by, like, man, we come from this place, but look at such and such. They make us proud. You know what I'm saying? And that make you have something in you, no matter what city you go to as you get older, what college you go to when you get grown. What you can always take from you is the motherfucking pride and the love that you had instilled in you growing up where we grew up at. That's what I remember about Newton, the love and the unity.
So, did you do any talent shows, showcases, battles, anything?
Yeah. First time I actually got on the stage wasn't for rap. It was 5th grade. We did a talent show and we did a step. You know, I ain't a dancing type of person with rhythm, so we stepped on stage, me and some of my close friends, and Andre Harris, I remember, led the step, and we made up a freestyle called Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, y'all, and we performed it in the cafeteria. Got in trouble after the talent show was over with, but after that, hearing the reaction from the people, you know, they was excited, and it was like, man, I'm finna do this. So every chance I got after that, I tried to get in a talent show. My first real talent show that I got in, though, I feel like that was worthy of something, was my freshman year at Grambling. When I was in college, I entered talent shows all the time, on campus, off campus. They had freestyle battles, and that's what started getting my, you know, competitiveness. That's what started getting my competition. I was like, man, you can compete, you can do this, because where I'm from, I don't know nobody over here. I got 2 people in the crowd, like, probably Petty, probably Young, you know, they in the crowd, probably Tip, you know what I'm saying, that's about it. But after that, I'm in the crowd against everybody else that's from Shreveport, from Atlanta, that's got 30, 40 people, and I'm going up against them head on head and surviving, you know what I'm saying, and getting love. So that right there, I feel like you need to do talent shows, you know what I'm saying, to further where you're trying to go, to really show that you're serious with your craft.
What kind of lies you gonna tell if you out of options? What kind of shit you gonna sell if it's not a profit? How the fuck you gonna make it if you ain't really got no dream that you chasing?